and welcome to Crying on My Yoga Mat. My name is JD, and this podcast is all about building a community where, alongside amazing guests, we have real conversations about the low lows, celebrate the highs, and everything in between. I know what it's like to go through life feeling stuck and powerless to do anything about it. Here, you'll meet yourself where you are and learn tangible tools to help you become who you want to be, while honoring the journey. You've gotten this far, so let's keep going together. Take a deep breath, and let's go. Welcome back. In our last episode, Pamela Song talked with us about self-acceptance, among many amazing things. And in this episode, I want to dive a little bit deeper into that concept through the example of what my garden is teaching me about comparison. Some time ago, we went to a farmer's market, and when we were leaving the farmer's market, someone offered us a baby tree. So we brought home a Douglas fir sapling, named it Franz, Firdinand. They have they, them pronouns. And we've been caring for it since. It's in a pot on our patio, and I added a few little friends to it. It's got a pine cone, a few little succulent bits. And eventually we saw something else growing in the pot that we hadn't put there. It turned out to be some sort of grass plant, and it's growing alongside Franz in the same soil, same environment, same amount of sun, same amount of water. I will put a photo of them as the episode art for this. So take a look at that, and you can see that this grass plant has outgrown Franz, the Douglas fir. As I've been watching these two grow side by side, it's led me to pause and think about comparison. Because here's Franz, a Douglas fir, a tree, in its young stages, being outgrown height-wise by a different plant. And like I said, same exact environment, same opportunity to grow. And I wondered to myself how often I do that. How often I compare myself to people that experience the same environment, the same resources that I have, and where they are in comparison to where I am in my growth journey. And I wonder if you can relate to that. If in the small space in your mind, you think about Sally from high school that has 3 kids, the perfect Instagram, somehow a minimalist house, the most gorgeous partner that affirms their life every second of every day, and they make the world a better place with their philanthropic endeavors. You might feel that where you are is not that, and you may compare yourself. I know that I do. Social media is an absolute brute for that. It can be our automatic to compare everything about ourselves to a glimpse of what we see of others. Now, I've heard this object lesson many times before, of course, as I'm sure you have. But getting to watch Franz and this grass grow side by side just really has me thinking about it on a deeper level. Because I have the outside knowledge that Franz is a Douglas fir. Franz is going to live as long as the earth allows them to live. Eventually, we will take them from their pot when they're big enough and put them in a forest or in some land. And they will live on and on and on, and they will grow and they will grow and they will never stop growing. And their root system is going to get so deep and so strong, and it will build the foundation of some patch of earth at some point. While the grass plant is larger now, it probably won't live nearly as long. As well, the grass plant will stop growing and has a lighter root system than Franz. I take such comfort in watching that and knowing the intricacies and the reality of it. It's so much easier to see these things with a bird's eye view, isn't it? Other people have such a different view of us than we do. There is the saying that there's someone watching you that is inspired by you in your journey, and you might not even know it. You may think you are the hot mess express, but I guarantee you at least one being out there is looking at you like, yeah, I want some of what they got. I want it. Literally, though, each and every one of us, yes, you, has a glorious place in the world. And we don't always know what it is. I am not going to show up here and tell you that you have to know what your purpose is, because I am 30 very soon and I have no clue what my purpose is. But I do know that I have a passion for talking to you and making sure that you know that you are seen, you are heard, and you are so freaking capable. And today I'm here to remind you that who you are is necessary. Let me say that again. Who you are is necessary. Yes, you. I have to be the most me that I can be. I have to. That is the best way that I've found to live, is to live congruently. And sometimes congruency involves doing some of the practices that we've talked about in prior episodes, like the exercise that Pam taught us in our last episode, taking inventory of what we do want, what we don't want, how we want to feel, how we can get there, what we can let go of, and living life accordingly. And when we're living in such a way, we're going to be a bit less likely to be comparing ourselves to others, because someone else's journey is their journey. Your journey is your journey. You might be in your car right now. You might be at work. You might be in the shower. I got distracted after thinking about you in the shower, but you could be anywhere. I'm sitting on my closet floor right now. You know I am. I'm here recording. I'm here talking to you. And me showing up here and you showing up where you are is each of our unique journeys. We have similarities. We are a community, but each of us has something different to offer. Something different about who you are. The universe needs you. You. Don't wait to be who you feel that you truly are. I had such a long time of life being like, man, there's more for me. I am meant for more. Like there's just more out there. And I had no clue what it was. And I still don't. But I'm continuing to show up and putting in the effort in the directions of where I feel like seems like a good place to go. Comparison is so tricky. It can be something that our brain says, that our mouth says, that our soul doesn't even want to feel. Let me encourage you here real quick. You are awesome. You have what the world needs. You being who you are will impact others. Years ago, when I first started to open up about my mental health struggles on Tumblr, that was really my beginning to the journey of discovering more of what I feel my purpose could be. When I would receive messages from others saying, thank you for talking about this because I've experienced it and I haven't heard anyone else talk about it. Or, hey, you talking about this actually allowed me to open up to a friend about this. You know how there's that saying, be who you needed when you were younger. Once I started doing more of that, I was able to live a more congruent life. What holds you back from being the most you can be? Is it your environment? Is it others? Is it your perception? In my world, it's often my perception. There is specifically one couple that I'm kind of jealous of. And in talking and being real, people are real back. So sometimes when you talk to someone and say, Oh my goodness, I am so jealous of insert what you're jealous for there. And they often are going to come back with a, oh, well, thank you, but this caveat, this caveat, this caveat, this setback, this underlying factor that you didn't ever consider because it wasn't shown. It wasn't on the outside. You know everything that you do in your daily life. So that means that you know all your screw-ups as well as all your triumphs. While with the person or people that you're jealous of, you only know a fraction of that, right? I offer you an invitation. While you're working on normalizing yourself and accepting yourself, accept others for who they are and where they're at. Have conversations with the people that you're envious of. Shoot them a message, leave a comment on their post on Instagram. People are a lot more real and accessible than the pedestal that we sometimes put them on. Like the trees and like the grass, your life is worthy. You're worthy of existence. You're worthy of fighting for. You're worthy of watering and nurturing. And so is everyone that you encounter. So treat yourself and others with loving kindness, because we're all just growing. And I love growing with you. I want to get really, really real with you right now. I need your help. Crying on my yoga mat is for you. So I need to know what you want to hear. What is going on in your life right now that you need advice on? What is something that you want to hear celebrated more often? Who is someone that you want to hear from on the show? Each of us has different areas of expertise and areas that we want to grow or improve in. And mine are probably going to be somewhat different than yours. So let me know what you want to hear, what you want to talk about, and the direction that you would love to see this podcast go in. To reach me, you can message me on Instagram at cryingonmyyogamat, or send me an email. You can email me at Jaydee, Jaydee, at jdlyn.ca. That's JAYDEELYN.ca. I really look forward to hearing from you and getting to know you better, because I want to build a community where we each feel like we belong. And I need your help to do that. And I so appreciate you taking the time to listen and to interact. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it on social media. You can tag me on Instagram at cryingonmyyogamat so I can see what you're learning and loving about the show. Until next time.